Hello, welcome back to this YouTube channel. This is Mesebere Chakwa. And if you're here for the first time, I know what brings you here is because you want answers to your questions about real estate investment in Nigeria and possibly Lagos State. Now, today we are actually continuing with our series called Due Diligence in Properties in Lagos State. Today we are all the way to part 5. Due Diligence Part 5. So do well right now to subscribe to this channel for amazing information that concerns real estate in Nigeria, especially Lagos State. Today is very interesting topic as we are going to be dealing with due diligence on a titled land. Sweet, right? The land has title, possibly C of O or governor's consent, which is the very popular one in Lagos State. What does that mean? It means that this land is genuine. This land has been registered and has a title to it, and you are free to buy, right? Yes, but still perform your due diligence. Still perform your due diligence. We've had stories in Lagos where lands with titles still has problem, either being demolished because of some zoning problems or being demolished because of some encumbrances somewhere. So be very careful and perform your due diligence. All you need is your realtor, your licensed realtor like me, myself. You need your lawyer, property lawyer, and your surveyor. So let's get into the video. Here we have our normal formula we use, TLS, which is title verification, legal search, and finally, social check. So since it's a titled land, this should be easy. We start with title verification. What do? We take the title presented to us by the developer or the seller. We take it to what? Land Bureau at Alausa. We go there in order to get a certified true copy. Certified true copy. Now, this certified true copy is for you to see the original Oga Bata Bata of the title and then what you are being presented with. Most times they tally, sometimes they don't, but that will not be your portion. Now, the next thing to do is to send a surveyor on site to get coordinates of that land that you're buying. The coordinates must match the coordinates on the survey plan on that certified true copy. So it is very important. Here also, you can also see the zoning, know whether it is a residential property that you bought or a commercial property. Here also, you're going to know if there's any encumbrance on the land. It is easier for a titled land. So that is it for title verification. You go to Land Bureau and you confirm this. Very easy, very swift. Now, a realtor can handle this part. For your legal search, you will need a lawyer. Let's get into legal search. Now, for legal search, we have 4 aspects of legal search, which is probate search. I hope you can see this. Probate search, litigation search, debt check, and deed verification. Now, we might not need a deed verification since we are dealing with a titled land. I mean, we already have the title. Why do we need deed verification? So first, we talk about the probate check or probate search. What does the probate search do? Probate search is for you to find out the history of the land, the deceased person that previously owned this land, and everything in between. Everybody that it was transferred to, inherited from, all of them are going to be listed among the administrators. What are you requesting for here? Firstly, you go to what? The probate registry at the High Court. Either you're using the High Court at Ikeja or you're using the one at VI. What are you requesting for here? The probate grant or letter of administration. Probate grant. Now, what is a probate grant? A probate grant is a document that bears the list, the names of the administrators of that property. Now, if this grant have been issued out to someone before, you're going to request a certified copy that shows that this is actually what is in the probate grant. You hold it on your hand and then you make sure that the seller, the person that is selling to you, or the developer, that the name is listed among the administrators. It's easy, but I suggest you let your professional lawyer do this because you can't interpret everything that happens in the law court. So that is it for probate. Now let's talk about litigation search. So litigation search this time around, litigation simply means what is going on this land. Is there a problem? Is there ownership claim somewhere? Are there two people fighting for this land that I'm about to buy? Well, I will not be the third person. Now you don't need to fear. If you use a good property lawyer, you go for a litigation search, you're going to get your answers because this determines if the land have any court issues or any cases. And in cases where something comes up and you're seeing that there is a litigation on that property, you need a lawyer to solve that problem. You need a lawyer to even interpret it before we talk about solving the problem, or before we know if we are to leave this property for now or if we are to go ahead and buy. How do you do your litigation search? You go to the public registry, you file a file number, you file the property number and the title number in that application form and request for litigation search on that particular property. So this is an important aspect of legal search. If you're watching right now and you're not a lawyer, it's still okay. I advise you to use a lawyer for this due diligence, but it is good you also have a general knowledge of what is going on. Very important. Okay, now let's go to the next one. The next one is the debt check. Now, for debt check, you go to the land registry, file the same thing, an application with the file number, with names of people involved in the property. What do? They make sure that that land has not been listed for any loan collected or any mortgage or any even caveats or liens, a lot of them. So what does this do for you? This helps you to make sure that tomorrow, next tomorrow, someone will not come and say we are claiming this property. It have been listed down for a loan collection. You don't want that to happen. Now, if you're buying this property from a company, you can also go through CAC tools and confirm that this company did not list this property down for any loan collection somewhere or as collateral somewhere. Same goes with an individual. You can look at internal revenue for this. So this is a lot, okay? This can be handled by your lawyer. This can also be handled by you, but I prefer you use a professional like a lawyer to get this part done. So that is it for debt check. Now, debt check will really save you a lot because I have had a situation where it didn't happen to me direct. It happened to a realtor that I know. So it happens that the property have been listed down as collateral and they had no idea. And somehow they didn't even know because they didn't go and do a debt check on that property. So this is really, really important because when the organization that owns the property or that's supposed to take the property from you comes and you are living in that house or you're already on that property doing something, you don't want to fight with them. It's a long process. And even if you're right, they can keep you in the law court for more times than you thought you would. So save yourself the headache and do your due diligence very, very well. This is not to scare you. It's easy to buy land in Lagos. It's very easy. This process doesn't take long. It's just more like a check. And by the grace of God, everything will come out positive for you. Amen. Okay, so let's go to the last one. So we are done with legal search at this point. No need for deed verification, like I said, we already have a title. So you will be the one giving a deed of assignment to someone you'll be selling to. Hmm? But then, oh fuck, there's need for deed verification. Huh? Okay, cut it. Let me say something. So yes, remember I said no need for deed verification. Yes, I'm right. Because that owner already have a C of O on that property, a government consent. So he will be the one writing you a deed of assignment, which can be prepared by a lawyer. So what are you verifying if you'll be the one to prepare it yourself? Now it is when you're transferring this property to someone else and you not do a personal CFO on it, that is when the person will now go for deed verification to ensure that the deed you are transferring is legit. So that is it. Now let's go down to the last part of it, which is the social check. Now, social check is the informal way of knowing what is on this land. And since we are talking land here, social check is important too, because there are people that were on that land before you. That land is in a community. There is history of that land. And I'm not just talking about the probate history that you looked at. I'm talking about the Omoniles. So it's good if you can get to the ballet, if you can ask the locals around. You can even visit LCDA. LCDA are the local council development authority. You can ask questions about that property. Say, oh, this property located here at this place before the river or after the river or before the house. What's up with it? They will answer you. They will tell you the truth. Maybe if you give them a stipend or something. But as the locals, ask people around, they know what you might not know. Not every dispute is registered in the law court, and not every dispute is registered with government. There are disputes you'll be seeing on the street, and it can waste your time when you start building on that land. You don't want that to happen. So that is it majorly for due diligence part 5, which is due diligence on a titled land. Now, I hope you got some knowledge from this. I don't mean to confuse you, but I'm here to convince you. We have other series in this particular playlist. The first one I treated was due diligence on a building built on a titled land. Second one I treated was due diligence on a building built on an untitled land. Now I dealt with due diligence on a titled land, and the next one you're going to see after this will be due diligence on a land that is untitled. This is just for you to find it easier to run your search after watching all this series. See you on the next one.